What's up, Reefers? Welcome back to Ash's Reef. This episode begins a new era of my dream build, Redsea Reefer 450. So, after a lot of elbow grease spent at the pickup location from a local reefer here in Toronto, we were finally able to bring the reefer to my house. And here, as you can see, with the help of my brothers and my cousin, we were able to lift the tank onto the stand. And I must tell you, when we were doing this, my heartbeat just wouldn't stop. It was going crazy. I do apologize for the shaky camera because it was been given to my son, who was trying to record while we were trying to lift the tank and put it into place. And after a lot of lifting and planning and everything, we were finally able to put it up. I must say, these tanks are heavy. I mean, even though we were four guys, thank God I had four guys. I was originally going to take only two guys to bring this tank, just me and my brother, but luckily all my friend and my cousin showed up, and with four of us the job was made really easy. I don't think two guys would be more than enough, especially the guy like me, who's not as well built. But once everything was in place, I was satisfied. Checked all the seams from all sides, and the tank was fully content with the way how it was placed. No issue whatsoever. And it took some time for us to adjust to finally put it to the exact spot that I wanted it to be. The second thing I wanted to make sure is to leave enough room at the back side of the wall as well, just so that I can have access to the rear of the tank as well. So I left close to at least 6 inches of space, which is still more than enough, rather than leaving only 3 to 4 inches. Again, the experience teaches you. So finally, yes, the tank was put into place, thanks to my friends who showed up. And none of them, except for one, this guy here, is a reefer. The other two are just my brother and my cousin. So after a week or so, the tank was left empty, and that kind of gave me enough time to plan on various other things that I learned in the hobby so far. The first thing that I did was install a GFCI outlet at the back of the tank where the regular receptacle was, and I just did it by myself. Turned the power on to the breaker, and then replaced the regular receptacle with the GFCI. It also gave me some time to do some research in terms of plumbing and all the other stuff. I, for one reason, wanted to have a manifold running out of my Vectra, considering the size of the sump Redsea Reefer offers. So I wanted to try and make the best use of it. So while I was planning the plumbing and all the other stuff, I also started making the water. Sure enough, the DI resin I had in store that I had bought in the bulk has gone bad. So I had to make a quick trip to the LFS to go and buy a couple of new pouches of color changing DI resin. So I went ahead and got those and started making the water. And here you can see I added some salt. I used a reef crystal, and with a power head to mix the salt overnight, and gradually started adding the water to the water barrel, considering I would need at least 100 gallon of water. So I was very well prepared with the water barrel. I always kept that from my previous build, and here it is. It came into use along with my brood can as well. So it took me overall 2 to 3 days to make all the water for my new system. It's always good to have a TDS meter on your RODI. It kind of gives you an idea of the in and output of the water that enters through your chambers. While I also went ahead and bought all the plumbing parts that I needed for my build. Now, since I wanted to color code and do not wanted to spend a heck of a lot for color coded plumbing, I went ahead and picked up all the pieces from Lowe's, and also picked up a plastic rigid paint that bonds with the PVC, a paint can, and then aligned all the pieces that I wanted to paint into my garage, and did all the color coding. And after painting the pieces that I wanted to paint, I was able to finish my plumbing earlier this morning. As you can see, coming out of my Vectra return pump, here is the piece that I actually was readily available, and then all the other red color that you see is done by the color paint. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys do like the video and episode, follow me along on this build. We'll have some fun. I'm expecting some more goodies to come in this week. Thanks for watching. Happy reefing.